videos in one day. This video is going to be about trying to get on hormones. Okay. First thing you need to know is to get on hormones, obviously you have to come out and accept yourself as trans, and the first person you should basically be coming out to is yourself. I know that sounds so weird, but roughly it is. You have to basically love and accept yourself and know roughly one day you will be in the place you want to be with and you will be happy. And then after you've accepted yourself, roughly you can start coming out to family. But I would suggest going step by step, and what that means is, if you're a male to female, paint one fingernail. With each step you take, roughly paint it another nail. But so like if you've come out to yourself, paint one nail. Then if you come out to family, paint another nail. Roughly just start doing that. And what you want to do is go to your doctor and tell them what you're experiencing, but make sure you come with the address of the clinic you want to go to. And if they don't know much about basically being transgender, roughly, give them a piece of basically paper so they can read through it roughly and understand what you're going through, because not a lot of doctors are in with what being transgender is. Not many doctors deal with that kind of thing a lot. I know my doctors don't. So I'm taking a multivitamin and my hyperhidrosis pills before it gets late. It will take a while, a very long, very long while till you receive your letter, maybe even years. But the thing is, you'll receive a letter confirming they have received your referral. I didn't receive one, so I had to ring up to find out if they received my referral. They did, and with the referral, I don't know how long it is now, but I know it's 2 to 3 years roughly till you can get seen by the gender clinic. Now, I highly suggest, and I'm suggesting this, do not go privately, because for one, literally what the hell is going on with my hair? The NHS, you will be paying less for your hormones. Yeah, you want the process done just like that, but guess what? If you go by the NHS within wait the 2 to 3 years like I did it right, and I'm glad I did. You will find within those 2 to 3 years that you can get all the steps you need that needs to be taken done within those years. I did. What you want to do is, if you are a male to female, is once you know roughly you've put the referral through, and then if you've in that time you can start growing your hair out if you want. I do suggest if you can grow your hair out, if not by a full lace front wig. Start experimenting with makeup. If you're from the UK, change your name by default. Trust me, it's worth it in the end. For me, as a transgender woman, when I first changed my name and I changed it to a name, it took me ages to find a name for a more feminine name. just a heads up, the gender clinic does not really like it when you choose a gender neutral name. Now I chose Elena Genevieve. It took me a long time roughly to figure out that kind of name, but I came up with it. It's unusual, but I've had that name for, I think it's nearly 6 or 7 years now. Might even be more, I don't know. But I will eventually be changing my name after Christmas of 2020 to Nikki Wright, which my original name was, I'm not telling you my birth name, but I always go with family members, especially mine roughly. Not a lot of people will use the name Elena, a lot of them will use Nikki, and a lot of them use Elena. But after Christmas I'm officially changing my name to Nikki Wright, because I originally was born a Wright, but my mum changed my name to a Wells, roughly, long story short. But the thing is, change your name by default if you are in the UK. I don't know what it is for the what's this? The thing is that those 2 to 3 years will give you time to fully transition, because the gender clinic are looking for commitment. And what you want to do is grey hair. I mean, believe it or not, next month I'm actually on about getting platinum blonde extensions, so we can vamp up my hair. But this has taken me, because I only had the top of my head, I think it was in 2019, and we're in nearly the end of 2020, and I have a full head of hair. So it depends how fast your hair grows, but just remember, transition is a journey, it's not a destination, it's not a one-stop journey. You will always be learning new things, and it will be a bumpy ride roughly, but enjoy the journey as it slowly goes along with the waiting list, because it is worth it in the end. But grow your hair out roughly, and if you can, grow your natural nails. Now these are my natural nails roughly. I've had them shaped and I have gel polish for the first time in years. I never liked having gel polish. If you can roughly, grow them as long as you can roughly, and if they start cracking and that, I'll get a bit of a gel polish, or take the Howland & Barrett nails, super nails, multivitamin, give that a whirl roughly, see if it helps your nails grow. And as you're, I'm going to go back to hair, as you're growing your hair, try not to overload with the hair colouring and stuff and that lot, but I can't really talk on that waffle because I've been red, I've been blonde and that, but thing is I am staying platinum blonde and I'm a highlighted blonde. And if you want to switch up your colour, highlights is the way, or if you want to try so like fun colours, be very careful, because once you try certain colours they're extremely hard to get out of your hair. But what you want to do as well is you want to buy makeup. Hopefully, I highly recommend, so like if you're just starting out in near Christmas, the Makeup Revolution 196 eyeshadows. Makeup Revolution is brilliant. Their eyeshadows are so pigmented, and I highly recommend that you start watching tutorials and stuff on how to do eyeliner. I'm still not good at makeup, Wuffy. But there is one key rule that you need to understand: less is more. I know roughly years ago roughly that I used to pile that shit on roughly because I was trying to hide the fact, but the problem is the more you pile on, the more you look clockable roughly. People can tell. When I wear my makeup a little bit more natural, people can't really tell. What you also want to do while you are in transition is have fun with it. You may experience hate, you may lose friends or family members. Just remember the result at the end of the day is the better result. Yeah, you might have some loss along the way, but then that's their loss, it's not yours. Some people are okay with it, some people aren't. Try buying female clothing and wear it bit by bit. And what I mean bit by bit is basically start off with skinny jeans, women's skinny jeans. Maybe add knee-high boots and a nice top or vest top. Add a bit of a blazer and just make it casual at first, and then start incorporating stuff. But before this stage, if you are working, you need to notify your workplace that you are in transition and you are going to be pursuing hormone replacement therapy and that lot, and tell them that you are going to be coming dressed as a woman for your workplace. You can also have hair extensions, wigs. Make sure, because I've done a video on about how basically being transgender can be quite pricey, and it can. But for me, it's so worth it. I mean, you as a transgender woman will want to go out there and buy as many bras as you want. Don't do it. Wait till you are on hormone replacement therapy, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lengthy process. They're not just going to go first appointment hormones. No. I'll get into that in a minute, but the thing is, you're best off wearing sports bras. Just as a temporary thing, I wear normal bras. I'm not wearing one now, because I am a 40B. Hopefully I figured that out the other day. And the problem, once you do get your appointment and that lot, once you have your first appointment, roughly, is that your appointment's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depends who you've got to see next, and they are going to go full force on you, because they are not going to give hormone replacement therapy just to anyone. They can tell the difference between someone who's curious and who's trans, and usually they can tell when you first come in of someone that is trans and seeking medical help. Believe it or not, back in 2012 was the second time I went to the gender clinic. That was my second referral. This is my third one with it, and I got hormones out of it. But I was physically, I was ready to roughly get hormones, roughly just to get basically there, but mentally I wasn't. So this time round, roughly, I had my first appointment, and I had to fill in the spaces you won't, because I had a bit of a gap roughly from 2012 to basically 2019 to 2020. But the thing is, they will be asking you about sex, if you've got a partner, your family life, what it was like when you was a kid, what it was like when you was a teenager. They go into detail. They talk about how do you feel awkward when going to the toilet, how do you feel about downstairs. And unfortunately, when they talk about downstairs, I kind of cringe. They also ask how intimate you are and how sexually active you are. They go into detail. and they ask you what you are after, and for me, I didn't know a lot, and I told them, I says, I heard you can get basically laser hair removal on the NHS, and I says I do want that, and I want hormone replacement therapy, because unfortunately for me, I end up with a lot of acne because my own facial hair irritates my skin, just like the hair on top of my head irritates my scalp. But the next appointment, you will be waiting between 3 months to 6 months, depending how fast roughly your gender clinic is, and you will be seeing a different doctor, because you have to have 2 different doctors roughly assessing you before the 3rd decision is made. And they'll be going over the same thing. Then your 3rd appointment, they will go into detail, but they might ask you to have a blood test to test your bloods ready for hormone replacement therapy. And you have to bring that with you. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you have changed your name and you've changed all your documents, because that's a whole process, when you change your name, you'll be changing every single document. Bring that to your 1st appointment. That is the commitment they are looking for. That's what I did, and I got onto hormones I think a lot faster than I did years ago, because they're looking for commitment. But if you change your name by default and stuff, roughly they will be looking for that. And on your 3rd appointment is they will look at your blood test if you had one done, and then they'll be talking about laser hair removal and stuff, and how roughly that will be coming along once it's blocked. And on my 3rd appointment is when I got he asked because he hadn't seen me, and my original doctor hadn't seen me in years, and he says to me, he says, I'm dead proud of you. He says, what is it you want? He says, I know exactly what it is. And I says, I want to be on hormones. And I says, would I be able to get hormones? He says, here's the paper. He said, because the 3rd appointment you will be diagnosed, that's where you get your diagnosis. And he says, I've always had no doubt roughly that you are a woman. He says, first time I seen you, he says, I could tell exactly what you were seeking out. He says, and he says, I could tell one day, he says, I'd see you again. And when I went through it and that, he said, right, he says, before we sign away, he says, this is a long list. He says, I want you to read it all. I had to get him to read a few words because I am dyslexic, and certain words I struggle on, but I can read proper good though. And once you've read that, and if you have any questions, because I was talking to him about, you know, the blockers and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's spironolactone roughly on there, and it does help if you have a lot of knowledge on how hormones work, how blockers work and stuff like that. They love to hear about that. And I talked about spironolactone, and it's not a proper blocker. The ones they use here in the UK is Depeptil, roughly, and you can get it in pill form. I think it's gel form, but I get the injection in the butt. But the thing is, roughly, on your 1st appointment, they will write a letter, and it will take them up to a month, roughly, to send it off and write it up. And then you have to take that to your doctor, roughly, and you have to go through this entire process. But they'll also check your blood work as well, roughly, and say what they're starting you off, and if you need a blocker straight away. But here in the UK, they like to see how you go from your first medication. They do tend to start you off on estradiol lactate 1 milligram here in the UK, and you will be on 1 milligram for 3 months. So that's how it goes. And then with you'll be on 1 milligram for about 3 months, but in that time you will have to have your bloods taken, so hopefully the doctor can go from there. And then when you have your next appointment, they'll be asking you how's it going with it, and they'll check your blood work. And if your testosterone has gone down like mine did naturally, they will judge roughly to go to 2 milligram like they did with me, and then they will check your testosterone, see if it's gone down. If it's gone down naturally, they will leave you at 2 milligram, no blocker. If it hasn't, you'll need a blocker faster than I did, but mine was going down slowly naturally by itself. And then you'll have to wait 3 months again, and they will take you up to 3 milligram. And now I am on 3 milligram in the morning, 2 milligram at night. That's how they wanted to experiment it. But my testosterone lowered itself again, but it was dead slow with it. And she basically told me, she was like, right, she says, I think we need to, this is where we need to get the blocker in to get you where you need to be. And I'm glad she did, because as soon as she did that, because you will in the first month you'll start noticing, you know, a bit of breast tenderness, hopefully your face changing, fat distribution just slightly without the aid of a blocker. But you know, once the blocker comes in, you notice more changes. It's like I had this breast that was more developed than this one. It's still the same, but the thing is, roughly, I am now a B cup fishy on this one. It's not proper filled out, but I do fit in it. This I fit in slightly in the B cup, and I'm at 8 months, almost 8 months actually. They will either start you on a full 3 milligram, or they'll start you on a 3 milligram in the morning, 2 at night, roughly. But they will provide a blocker if it hasn't gone down fast enough. And what they will be doing as well, roughly, because I got my notification, and I think I've got to talk to my doctor about which clinic I want to go to, which for laser hair removal, because once your testosterone is completely blocked, actually, I need to think up about my blood test. What was I saying? I completely forgotten now, I'm off track. On your next appointment, roughly, you will be discussing laser hair removal. It's like my next appointment, which will be my I don't know what appointment, but I'll either be going up to a full 3 milligram, which I don't think she's going to do. I think she's just going to maybe look up to 4 milligram. And roughly, if my testosterone is completely lowered to a good thing now, because it's going to go down slowly, but roughly, we're going to be discussing next gender reassignment surgery, because that's what they ask you in the first appointment. I forgot to mention this, is are you considering surgery? And there's 2 types of surgery. One where they just take off, you know, the testicles, and then the other one is the full works. And I told them I wanted the full works roughly, and that's where we're going down. And once you're on the list, I think it's 2 years, but I've been in transition for quite a while, and I've been on hormones about 8 months, so I don't know roughly, they'll try and speed that up. I don't know how it goes, but that's the basic of how it works on the NHS. It's a slow process, but the wait's worth it, in my opinion. And I highly recommend people not to go privately, even though roughly it's the right choice for you, roughly, because you want it there and then. But things in life are much better rewarded when things are taken in a slower pace, because it's more rewarding that way. and it was me, roughly. I wanted to go private. I was willing to spend money, and then I was like, you know what, take a step back. No, I'm going to do this right. And here I am today, nearly a full year on HRT, and I have my next blocker injection, which is my third one coming up. My body's changing roughly, and I'm in a more better place, and I'm going to be incorporating more stuff. I'm on about getting extensions to basically change my look up now and then. But it's your life, roughly. You can it would be better if you did this in a slower, more better way, instead of just rushing into it, because when you rush into it, people don't like that kind of thing, and I've been there, I've done it myself. I highly recommend, and this is going to be a suggestion, if you like having your own vanity desk, I'd get the IKEA Malum one, and it comes with a glass tabletop, and get the frameless mirror, and get the music lights from IKEA. They're about £15 each. Get the light bulbs with it, and create your own vanity desk. Roughly, make your room more feminine. Believe it or not, my sister now is almost moved out. I think we've got maybe about a week or two, and I'm going back in my other room, and it's going to be decorated pink. I'm going to have new furniture, I'm going to have more clothes. My room is just going to be better in general. And just because you are trans does not mean you have to have everything pink. I just love the colour pink, and I love the colour purple, and I want my room to reflect me. But it's better if you have stuff in your life that reflect you as a person. Believe it or not, I love witchy things. I have an altar. That's a part of my life that I love, and I have a witch's broom, which is a besom. And it's important for me, roughly, to stay completely true to myself. There are days where I'm like wearing bright clothing, bright nails and stuff, and then I get my days where I'm like, you know what, black clothing and all black outfit and that lot. But take your time and enjoy the journey. Life's a destination, life's a journey, not a destination. You get what I mean? Just take care of yourself. Get a face routine. I highly recommend a facial brush, roughly, because this will help with dry skin that comes along with having facial hair, and it will help clear that away. This is from Amazon. This cost me 20 quid, and you can get this. It comes with 5 or 6 attachments. Comes with a red and a blue light for melasma and acne, and I have noticed a big change in my skin. It's a lot more softer. I do have 2 others, so I've been using one of these for years. But get a face routine, start growing your hair, and don't wear extensions all the time because you'll screw up your hair. Anyway guys, that's my little ramble. Any questions, please leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video series, which I don't know what it's going to be called. I might roughly do a video of my whole bedroom transformation. Anyway, I want to get going, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.